Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, March 27th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. Our energy mantra for today is I am the darkness and the light and the stillness dancing. And that comes from the T.S. Eliot quote that is, so the darkness shall be light and the stillness dancing. And it's time for some balance. We have the moon in Cancer wanting us to still and cozy and tune into our feelings. And then we have Sun in Aries, which is get out there and take action. So it's time to find that balance. And, speaking of that balance, the sun and the moon will square each other. So you may feel a square, kind of uncomfortable. I always think a square shows us our own resistance. So there may be some of that push-pull within you to go, do this, or no, stay and feel. So find your balance in that. Take some time for action and take some time for stillness so that you can be both. Besides that, we have the moon actually making quite a few connections today. The moon in Cancer will begin the day by trining Neptune. So this is setting up our intuition for the day and tuning us in, again, to our feelings, but also to our third eye. And so take that time. Take some of your stillness. Start off your day with meditation or tuning in. And remember that Mercury is in Pisces right now. So Mercury in Pisces is sending us signs all over the place. So pay attention, be aware, and take that time. Sometimes when we're in Aries mode, it's like, rush, rush, rush. I actually am thinking of the book Mr. Rush. When I was a little girl, I loved the Little Miss and Mr. books. And so there was a book, Mr. Rush, and he was a purple triangle, and he was always rushing from place to place. So don't be like Mr. Rush. Take some time to tune in. Besides that, we do have some other cool aspects happening with the moon that are leading up to something I think is really cool later. So the moon will meet up with Venus. They will be sextiling each other. So we have Venus in Taurus, which is tuning us into our worth and our value. And Cancer, Moon in Cancer loves the deal. Moon in Cancer, part of the security with Moon in Cancer is to have that nest egg, which for, a lot of people, there is a financial aspect to that. So that's tuning us into our feelings around that, and maybe our feelings around how we're setting that up for ourselves. And this is setting us up, like I said, for a little thing that's happening a bit later. The moon's then going to be opposite Pluto and squaring Uranus. So we know that Pluto and Uranus are agents of change. They are transformation and revolution. They are shift and do it all over. And so keep that in mind, because I think that's going to tune in really well actually with the worth issues that we're working with. So getting to that, Venus today in Taurus will be squaring Jupiter in Leo. And I love this because it's almost like Venus in Taurus has that value, our talents, and our worth that's all coming forward. And then there's Jupiter in Leo, which wants that expression, so really wants to enhance those talents and everything. But there's also that the big-hearted, heart chakra energy. And I think that's where it may come a little resistance. And for my own life, where I see it for me, is I love doing readings. I love doing energy work. I thrive on it. It makes me feel so good. It's one of my talents. It's what I value in myself. But I haven't figured out how to charge for it so that I can survive and thrive and yet still make it available to people. And so this is some resistance that I'm working with in myself. I am very resistant to charging maybe what it's worth, according to some people, because I want to make it available for everybody. So this is my resistance that I'm working through. So look at yourself. Where are you working through your resistance for your heart? It's like, I want to do it for everyone. I want to give it to everyone. Meanwhile, Venus and Taurus is like, well, you got to survive too. And so you can work through that. And helping us work through that are those agents of change. We have Pluto, which takes us into those root chakra security issues, and maybe showing us maybe there's some ancestral patterns that we're working through with this. Maybe this isn't just your stuff. Maybe this is your parents' stuff, and maybe it's their parents' stuff before then. Maybe it comes into past life stuff. Pluto loves to get into that nitty-gritty as part of our structure. And then Uranus. Uranus is like, okay, we got to shift this whole thing. We got to make it true to you. So that's kind of the key in this. How are you being true to you? Besides that, and kind of aiding us, I think, in this, the Sun in Aries is actually going to be meeting up with the South Node in Aries. And the South Node, kind of patterns that we can fall into, it can relate to past life stuff. And having it in Aries, you may feel the fire come up. You may feel your anger come up when it comes to some things. And if you feel that coming up over the next couple days as we build to this, tune in. Am I angry about something right now? Or is this relating to something in the past? And again, we have Uranus and Pluto that are aiding in this change and helping us shift. So tune into them if you feel that coming up. And the last thing I want to mention is that Vesta, the planet of your inner priestess, your goddess energy, your divinity. Vesta is about to leave Aquarius, right, the last degree, bringing that divinity into our vibration, recognizing the divinity in our vibration, and move into Pisces, which is such a sacred place of really calling in that energy. So as you move through this energy, carry yourself like that. Bring in that energy. Allow that energy to help you move forward and recognize your value in yourself and everybody else, because we've all have this energy within us. So really quick, the card for today is nothingness, which this is a place of complete potentiality. It is a place of nothing and everything. So recognize in every moment with all this energy going on what you're creating and what you're bringing in from the pure potentiality of nothing and everything, the balance of nothing and everything. Have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.